Hi, welcome to Healthy Kitchen. I'm Deborah Murtagh. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make easy home probiotic salami. There's a new field of food research taking place globally at the moment into the health benefits of probiotic foods. You can now buy probiotic cheeses, and of course you've always been able to buy probiotic yogurts, but that's not the only way of getting healthy bacteria into the digestive system. In fact, there are literally hundreds of beneficial strains of bacteria, so it's a good idea to look for different foods with different strains of bacteria that will strengthen your immunity through gut health. So let's get started with this easy salami. For your ingredients, you're going to need 4 kilos of very lean minced pork. You're going to need 400 grams precisely of very finely diced lean pork back fat. You'll need 160 grams of peppercorns, some crushed garlic to taste, and some wine, and exactly 2% salt. So in here I have 80 grams of Himalayan salt, very finely ground. Now, of course, you're going to also need to add some sort of healthy bacteria to your salami, which will then turn it into a probiotic food. So the favourite one of mine to use in salami making is one called Lactobacillus plantarum. And Lactobacillus plantarum has been clinically proven to be effective in the treatment of low-grade inflammatory bowel conditions such as irritable bowel syndrome. I think it's a great bacteria to have in your diet to build up that sort of immunity, to build up your immune system in the body. The other thing that you're going to need to add, of course, is a mould. Now, because we're not using nitrates as a preservative in our salamis as they would commercially, and at Healthy Kitchen we do not recommend the use of nitrates or the consumption of nitrates in any way, because they do convert into a carcinogenic substance in the body, so not a good food to add. So instead of that, what we're going to do is not only add our healthy bacteria, which is going to harbour out or ward off any bad bacteria from spoiling the meat, we're also going to add a healthy mould. So these two moulds that I use, and it depends on what mood I'm in as to which one I use at the time, but one is called Penicillium candidum. Now these are available through cheesemakers, or you can order these through my website, but Penicillium candidum is the white mould that is used in the production of camembert and brie cheeses. It's that white mould that forms on the outside of the cheese. So you can add just a tiny pinch of that into this amount of salami. It will then multiply and do its thing. The other alternative is one called Penicillium roquefort, and I hope I'm saying that correctly, but this one is actually the one that's used in the production of blue cheeses. It's the blue mould. So whichever one you choose to use is up to you. What its role is that when you are hanging your salami and you're drying it and you're curing it, that mould will start forming a very, very fine coating on the outside. You can see here there's white mould, and sometimes, you know, if I was to leave this hanging for longer, there would be white mould all over the outside of the salami, and that is a good mould. The mould that you don't want to see, of course, is something called cat's fur, and it's that typical green mould when you've got food spoiling in the fridge. And that mould, if that ever does occur on the outside of your salami, all you need to do is grab some brine, which is very salty water, and get a very clean cloth and rub the outside of your salamis down with the brine, and that will literally take any of that bad mould off. Again, if the bad mould forms, what you'll find is that it doesn't actually penetrate through the skin of the salami or the sleeve that the salami is encased in. It will actually just be on the surface, so it's very easy just to clean away. And then, of course, as the salami ages, the penicillium, whichever one you use, will multiply throughout the salami, come out to the surface, and will create that healthy mould on the outside, which will harbour out and ward off any bad moulds. So it's all really kind of a bit of a scientific juggling act, making probiotic foods, and especially salami. It's just like the digestive system itself. We have good and bad moulds, we have good and bad bacteria, we have good and bad funguses, there's even good and bad viruses now. So the whole point in producing a probiotic food is to build up the good armies, so that our immune systems are armed with everything that they need, so that when they're exposed to something that's not so conducive to health, such as a bad bacteria or bad mold or bad virus, then our body is going to be able to have the ability to be able to fight that off.